Bottom line is that when the federal government makes a promise to millions of workers, that promise must be kept. Now, the good news is that just last week, Congress voted to restore the retiree health benefits that were promised to about 90,000 coal miners. It took an enormous amount of work to accomplish that. It is a good start, but obviously we're here today to say that much, much more must be done. We are here today to say as loudly and clearly as we can that we will not allow the earned pension benefits of up to 10 million workers to be cut by as much as 60%. Ain't gonna happen. As you all know, over 40 years ago, the federal government made a solemn commitment to the workers of this country. If a retiree is promised a certain pension benefit after a lifetime of hard work, a company could not renege on that promise. That commitment made 40 years ago was exactly the right thing to do. When someone works for their entire life, when they give up pay raises, when they work overtime, when they work weekends, in order to make sure that they're going to have a secure retirement, it is not acceptable to pull the rug out from underneath that worker. But as you all know, sadly, more than 2 years ago, behind closed doors, a provision was slipped into a must-pass spending bill that now makes it legal to cut the pension benefits of millions of workers and retirees in multi-employer pension plans. As a result, retirees all over this country are waking up to the reality that the pension benefits that they are receiving today may soon be cut by 20, 30, 40, or even 65%. Imagine that. Imagine working your whole life and sacrificing in order to make sure your family has a secure retirement, and one day you wake up and find that there are plans to cut your retirement benefits by 50%. Today, we will hear from a retired iron worker from Cleveland, Dan Wargo, who has already seen his pension slashed from $2,500 a month down to just a little over $1,000 a month. And of course, he is not alone. We are talking about retirees who will no longer be able to pay their mortgages, who won't be able to pay their air conditioning bills this summer or their heating bills next winter. Not acceptable. Today, we are sending a message to the Republican leadership in Congress and to the President of the United States. When a promise is made to the working people of this country, that promise will be kept. Today, as you know, about 150 multi-employer pension plans are in trouble financially. But let us be clear. The retirees, you, are not the reason that these pension plans are struggling financially. The reason that many of these pension plans are in trouble today is because of the Wall Street crash of 2008, which was caused by the greed, recklessness, and illegal behavior of some of the largest financial institutions in this country. Now, oddly enough, after those guys on Wall Street caused the crisis, the Congress of the United States bailed them out. Well, if we could bail out the people who caused the crisis, we damn well can protect the workers who are impacted by that. The legislation that Senator Baldwin and I are introducing in the Senate and Congresswoman Kaptur is introducing in the House would prevent the retirement benefits of about 10 million workers and retirees from being cut by repealing the anti-pension rider that was included in an appropriations bill 2 years ago. It establishes an emergency fund within the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation to make sure that the multi-employer pension plans can continue to provide every pension benefit owed to every eligible American for decades to come. And at a time of massive income and wealth inequality, this program, this legislation is fully paid for by closing two tax loopholes that allow the wealthiest Americans in this country to avoid paying their fair share of taxes. Closing these tax loopholes will allow us to protect the earned pension benefits of every worker and retiree in a multi-employer pension plan in this country. Brothers and sisters, this is a fight we can win. Our job is to rally the American people around an issue of enormous consequence. All over this country, older people are worried about what is going to happen to them when they retire. We have the people on our side. Let's bring them together. Let's win this.